Yeah, that's right. I see the chat. I see y'all rocking. I see y'all coming. Hit that like button as you enter the building. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. Show your love. Show your support. You know what I'm saying? This that dope soul. This that new thing. Nobody don't know about it. Nobody don't.
Salute, Knick family. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Vibe game recap. The Knicks are 4-4. We are at 500. Didn't think we would get here till probably game 10 or game 12, but we are here. How we feeling this morning? What's the vibe this morning? I apologize for being late. You missed one day, one show. You missed a lot. But I'm glad to to be here. I thought the Knicks played well. Let's get into it. Let's set it up first, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the game, and then of course check in with the chat. Usual starters for us: Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. For them, Keldon Johnson, Malachi Branham, I believe you pronounce it, Jeremy Sohan, Victor Wembanyama, Zach Collins. Nobody of significance out for either team. All right, as the question of the day, and I'm interested in what you have to say. Have the Knicks turned the corner? Shout out to the chat, by the way. Wiz was in here early. Kareem, Dritmore, Geoff, Kerry Cox, Staff, Dope Soul family, Jerrell. I appreciate all of you. But that's the question of the day. Have the Knicks turned the corner? I thought they looked good. We came out, we scored the first, I believe it was 13 points. Neither Randall or, Brunson had a really good first half. They didn't shoot the ball well, but in the second half, both of them shot, 50%. Robinson, 8.7 rebounds in the first half, really took the challenge of Wembanyama coming in. Same thing with Hartenstein in that first half, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. I like that. It was a lot of hype around Wembanyama. And I think our bigs took the challenge. But for me, it was just about we need to get a win. Period, point blank, and get this show back on roll on track. We played our game. We played our game, which is the volume game. We got 10 more shots than they did. We got 9 more free throws than they did. We only had 4 turnovers, and actually 3. One of them was when the bench was cleared, they turned the ball over. But still, 4 turnovers is excellent. We only had 2 more offensive rebounds, but we converted on the offensive rebounds we did have. Right? We were +9 in second chance points, 22-13. So the Knicks are getting back to playing. This is how we play. And it's something new for the Knicks. We had 16 fast break points. Right now, I know it's still early. We're number 9 in the league in fast break points. Go figure. Right? Last year, we were 23rd in the league in fast break points. We had 7 steals last night. We're number 9 in steals. We're averaging 8.8 steals a game. Again, still early. Last year, we were 25th in steals. And I think that's what has me encouraged about this team. If we can continue to do, what we did last year, play the volume game, second chance points, I think we're 4th or 5th in second chance points with 17 second chance points per game. If we can continue to do what we did last year and the defense comes along, where we're number 2 or number 3, I believe number 2 in defensive rating. And if our shooting can ever just come back to average, to what it was last year, right now we're still dead last in field goal percentage. Dead last. So there's still some things that, we need to get better at. But I'm encouraged by the fast break points. I'm encouraged by the steals. I'm encouraged by the second-ranked defense. When it all comes together, we may have the makings of a really good team. Now, is this an Eastern Conference Finals team? We shall see. We shall see. I think, Boston and Milwaukee, at least on paper, are better than we are. But, we have to play the game. So overall, I was, pleased with the win. We have to win these types of games. Look, San Antonio is not a juggernaut. They got a lot of hype, but they're not a juggernaut. Like, you're not going to have, there wasn't a lot of resistance for what we were trying to do offensively. They're the number 30th, the last ranked defensive team. So you're going to get whatever you want to get against a team like that. And we did, right? 60% of our shots were assisted. It's just easy to pass the ball and move the ball around when there isn't a lot of resistance from the other team, and they're not a really good offensive team. I think they're 24th or something like that in offensive rating, and as good as our defense has been, and I'm a believer in the defense. I know for some, when you're watching the games, like, oh, we give up a lot of 3-pointers. It's still early. I don't think we're a top 10 defense. I am a believer in our defense. I do think we are a top 10 defense. But last night, particularly in that first half, San Antonio missed a lot of open shots. They missed a lot of open shots. So that had something to do with it as well. But overall, I'm a big believer in our defense. San Antonio made a little push last night. The Knicks had a 30-point lead at one point. They got it down to 14 once, maybe even twice. But were you ever concerned, with this team, San Antonio, that the Knicks would lose the game? I think a little bit. When they got it to 14, a little bit of my PTSD peeked its head. But then the Knicks was able to, get it back to 20. So it was just an easy win for the Knicks. Again, these are the games you have to win. And we were able to do it. Like I said, the defense is real, in my opinion. Let me check in with the chat before I get into individual players, including RJ Barrett, who continues to impress. All right, let me check in with the chat. Salute to Geraldine MacGyver. Kerry Cox, salute to you. Where we at? I did not see Pop's interview. What did what did he say? They are a young team. Are they a young team? Well, we're a young team too. But I think you mean San Antonio for sure. Salute to Lady and the Chef, part of the 2 Knicks chicks, on her mom. If you get an opportunity, please support their channel. Salute to Paris Duggar. Appreciate you as well. Geoff, if RJ and Mitch continue to play at this level, we are a problem for the Eastern Conference. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I'm a big believer. I said this early before the season started that I was a believer in our center core. And that includes Jericho Sims. Mitchell Robinson is playing lights out, just consuming rebounds, both offensively and defensively. The Knicks are the number 1 rebounding team in terms of total rebounds. I think as far as offensive rebounds, we're the number 2 team. We're number 5, a second chance point. Mitchell Robinson has a lot to do with that. So I really like the way Mitchell Robinson is playing right now. We got it. We got to get the Charlotte game. Charlotte is 2-5. They're without Terry Rozier. You got to win the games you're supposed to win, period, point blank. Salute, Corey Lee. I appreciate you. Jerrell, you already know what it is. Stafford, you already know what it is. DKEJ21, amazing the Wimby coverage, but nothing about how Mitch defense was. Nationally televised game. Like, they're not really up on a lot of the storylines about the Knicks. I actually thought they did a pretty good job last night, but we know what Mitchell Robinson brings to the table defensively. Salute, Kareem Grant. Queen, are you shocked as I am over these past 2 games? Tibbs actually made some strategically intelligent substitutions. I didn't really notice. I think when it comes to Tibbs and the fan base, when we win, Tibbs made all the right decisions, all the right substitutions. When we lose, he should have put so-and-so in. So I'm not big into the the substitution thing, but maybe he did. Maybe he did, and I just didn't notice. This is why you can't overreact on early losses. It's a long season. Jerrell, I was saying this to myself last night. I talk to myself sometimes. I was saying this to myself as well, even with the individual players. RJ's playing great right now. I hope it continues. Brunson and Randall, not so much. I hope it turns around. But I'm not getting carried away either way. It's a long season. It'll play itself out. I'm just here for the ride. No doubt about it. All right, let me get into the individual players. Brunson, 25 points, 6 assists, 5 3-pointers. Didn't start out great, actually. Shot 42.1% from the field, 62.5% from three, 100% from the free throw line. In the first half, he shot 36.4%. Barrett, 24 points, 6 assists, 5 3-pointers. Super efficient, like amazing efficiency from RJ Barrett this season. Last night, shot 47.1% from the field, 55.6% from the free throw line. From the 3-point line, and 100% from the free throw line. I think what I'm also appreciating about RJ Barrett's game is he's not forcing it. He got some of these points late. I just feel like he's just playing within the flow of the game. He can play on and off the ball. So when he's on the ball and he's driving downhill, he'll take it to the basket or he'll spray it out to somebody who's open for the three. But because he's hitting a 3-point shot now, he can also play off the ball. So when Randall and Brunson, whoever else, are creating easy looks and the ball gets to RJ Barrett, his 3-pointer is going. The catch and shoot is there. So if you got RJ Barrett without tunnel vision, making good decisions with the ball in his hand, and then you also have RJ Barrett hitting catch and shoot threes when they're generated by other players, that bodes well for the Knicks. That can raise our ceiling some. Does it put us past Milwaukee or Boston? We shall see. Or Philly, who many of us thought, including myself, would, because of all of the drama, that they would, maybe lose focus and wouldn't be good. They beat Boston last night. I think they're 4-1 or 5-2 or something like that. Philadelphia's playing really well. Should RJ be in the MIP race? Right now, he should be. Right now, he should be. Yes. Okay. RJ has stepped up his defense as well. Absolutely. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. And for me, coming into the season, I didn't think RJ, and it still remains to be seen, I never thought he would be an efficient shooter. But that was okay for me. Get your defense up, get your floor game up, get to the free throw line, play good defense, create opportunities for others. I'm good. But now we have the efficiency. So yeah, I'm really impressed with RJ Barrett and how he's playing in the season. Randall, 23 points, 16 rebounds, just a demon on the boards, him and Mitch. 5 assists, 42.1% from the field. Didn't shoot well from three. I think he only took 3. Somebody checked me on that. 33.3% from 3. Didn't shoot well from the free throw line. Neither did the Knicks. 62.5% from the free throw line. He also did not shoot well in the first half. He shot 28.6% in the first half, but shot 50% in the second half. Only had 2 turnovers. The Knicks, I'm saying he only had 2 turnovers, but the Knicks only had 3, right? Until we cleared the bench. For the most part, I think Randall is playing okay. I think the efficiency has to get better, but that's for the team as well. The efficiency has to get better. But he did all the other things. 16 rebounds, 5 assists. I was okay with Randall's game last night. Quickly, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 threes, 47% from the field, 33% from 3. I believe he did not get to the free throw line. And the Knicks, look, they shot 40% from the field, 45% from 3. Obviously, that's not going to happen every night. But and the Knicks right now are ranked 20th in 3-point percentage, about where they were last season. 68.2% from the free throw line is just not going to cut it. The Knicks are 26 in free throws, 72.4%. You know, and again, I think, you know, the coaching staff, Tibbs, knows this. That's why we play the volume game. Let's get the shots up because we're not shooting them at a good clip. Let's get more attempts up than the other team. And that's what we've been doing. I think we got 10 more shots than San Antonio last night. We got 8 more threes than San Antonio last night. We got 9 more free throws than they did, right? So even though we only shot 68.2%, we got 15 points, and they only got 8. They didn't shoot well. They didn't shoot well either. I like this. I say this, I like this. This is the visual of the game. All Knicks. From start to finish, all Knicks. We led by as much as 30. There were no lead changes. None. Right? Our longest run was 14 zip. You know, like we said, you see the I wish I can point to it, but in the fourth quarter, you see the 2 14-point, you know, where they got it down to 14 twice. And the Knicks were able to come back, you know. But again, this is a young team, but we needed it. We needed a get-right game. You know, the Clippers were an impressive win. I didn't get a chance to come on and talk about that. That was an impressive win for the Knicks. I thought they would lose that game. I thought there would be a lot of hype around Harden. They lost. And the Knicks had a lot to do with it. So that was a good win for us. San Antonio, fine, good win. Now Charlotte, we got to close it out. All right, let me check back in with the chat. Salute to Coach. Appreciate you. Keith Turner. All right. Corey Lee, on Saturday, the Knicks will be getting some get back. When you mean Charlotte? Cool, Cal G, appreciate you. Our bench is giving everybody problems. Yeah, the last 2 games, the bench has really stepped up. And to Jerrell's point, we can't really overreact to a slow start. We see things coming along. I agree with you. The bench is going to be good, and you're going to get different things on different nights. You know, DiVincenzo one night, Hart one night, Quick one night, and they're doing different things. It's not always scoring, you know? Salute Keith Turner. Knicks are nice. King Ribby RM, RJ Barrett, playing well. Monica Minot gave Mitch his flowers. I didn't even see Monica on ESPN. Yeah. Paris Duggar, RJ, and Mitch being in great shape have been a game changer for us. And I wonder if, you know, RJ Barrett is dealing with some knee soreness. He said he'll probably deal with it for most of the season. It doesn't seem to be hampering him, at least these past 2 games. But I wonder if coming off of FIBA, he was the only one that didn't rest. And I wonder if that was by design. I wonder if, you know, Tibbs thought, you know, he has a good groove coming in from FIBA. He usually gets off the slow starts. Let's play him in the preseason, you know, so that we can keep this groove going. I don't know if that was by design. However, there's the knee soreness, and he talked about it. He said he played a lot of games this summer, and it was very physical. You know, then he played in the preseason. And so you're trying to balance resting Hart and resting Brunson in the preseason, and that may have something to do with their slow start. But, you know, playing RJ, who played in FIBA in the preseason, to keep his, groove going, he's not resting. And now he's dealing with a knee injury, knee soreness. So I don't know if there's any right answers in terms of how to manage players coming off of the Olympics or the World Cup. All right. Salutes. Oh, okay. She was on ESPN Radio. Okay. Appreciate you, Ron, for stopping by. BX Chris, appreciate you, sis, stopping by. I agree with you, Lady and the Chef. It's important to keep this momentum because after we play Charlotte, we're at Boston and at Atlanta. Right? No doubt. All right. Let's move on here. Let me just see if there's anybody else in the box score I want to shout out before we move on. Mitchell Robinson, 8 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist. Quentin Grimes, 8 points, 3 assists, a rebound. Took 4 3-pointers, made 2 of them, 3 of 5 overall from the field. Josh Hart, 3 points, 5 rebounds, 1 steal. Quick was good, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 of 9 from the 3-point line. So not great there. A little below average for his position, but not bad. 47% overall. We talked about Hartenstein. DiVincenzo, 3 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, 4 rebounds, hit a 3, just contributing in all categories. And, McBride and Jeffries, they got in garbage time. All right, let's talk a little bit about the team stats. We are just moving along. I mean, there's not really much to say about this win, right? Not really much to say about this win. It was a good one. The Knicks out-rebounded them by 10. Like I said, we're number 1 in total rebounds in the league, number 2 in offensive rebounds. We had 28 assists on, 46 made field goals. So they assisted, I think it was a 60% assist percentage for the Knicks. 7 steals, no blocks. They had 7 blocks. Wow. Turned the ball. Wow, they only have us turning the ball over 3 times. I thought we had a turnover late in the fourth quarter, but I'll take it. 46% from the field. Yeah, we went over that. Points in the paint, they were +6. Second chance points, we were +9, and we only got 2 more offensive rebounds than they did. So that just tells us, like I said earlier, we took advantage of the offensive rebounds we had. And is that 16 fast break points. Yep. Right now in the Eastern Conference, the Knicks are 9th. We won 2. Miami won 3. The cream gonna rise to the top. Miami was 3-1. I mean, won their last 3, so they're 4-4. Now the Knicks won 2 in a row. We're 4-4. Philadelphia has won 6 in a row. We think they're going to be struggling, that they're going to struggle. They won 6 in a row. They lost their first game. Now they're 6-1. Milwaukee is 5-2. They've won their last 3, so they're starting to get it together. And Boston has lost their last 2. Boston, and I know this is a Knicks show. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. These guys are playing heavy minutes, and I don't see it getting any better. And that's including Drew Holiday. They're just playing a lot of minutes. They don't have a lot coming off their bench. Not Horford. Either Horford or Porzingis was out. And so that meant even more minutes for the starters. So they may not even make it to the finish line intact because of the minutes that they're playing. Indiana's a surprise, 5-3. Atlanta, 4-3. Orlando, 4-3. And I said this coming in. Going to be a dogfight in this Eastern Conference. Going to be a dogfight. Toronto is back to 4-4. They won their last 2 games. Scotty Barnes is playing lights out. And then Cleveland struggling 3-5. Right now, Cleveland wouldn't even be in the play-in. So it's going to be a dogfight in this Eastern Conference. Knicks got to get it together. Ron said that may be wrong, because if that's the case, they just tied a record for the lowest turnovers in a game for the franchise. I thought so as well. Yep. Orlando and Indiana playing well. Yep. Kerry Cox, I'm willing to cut Jeffries on Ryan for a serviceable backup power forward. The Knicks had serviceable. I thought Knight was a serviceable, and Roby serviceable backup power forward, even if they're situational. We'll see. Boston is going to have a tough end of the season unless they make some moves. They are, what MC Light said, paper thin. They are paper thin. Okay. Corey Lee, we are going to go on a major win streak. I guarantee it, and get back up in the mix of the Eastern Conference. Yeah. I don't disagree with that. Kevin Witt, appreciate you, my brother. Great game yesterday. I saw Tibbs and Pop talking at the end of the game. And I know he was saying, what you want? What you want for Quick? We're not going to be able to keep that boy. Do they have anybody we want, though? They're not giving us Devin Vassell. I mean, who, I don't know if they're going to give us Keldon Johnson, who didn't shoot well, by the way, but as Ron would say, chipped into the ancillary stat category. I don't know if San Antonio have anything we would want. All right. I agree, Chris. Chinzo's effort doesn't show up on the stat sheet. He does the little team things. Yeah, I agree. I will say this: if IQ makes it past the trade deadline, he will remain a Knick. They can't lose him for nothing. I totally agree. However, I see what you're saying. They do have the opportunity to match. The thing about it is, if he gets a monster contract and you match it, you're really limiting what you can do with this roster unless you move some pieces. Randall, Mitch, and iHeart was too much for Wemby. I agree. He looked a little dazed. SRK, y'all beat the Spurs. Calm down. Listen, you see how the Knicks play? I don't know if you follow the Knicks, but you see how we played the first 6 games of the season? We were 2-4. Randall looking like a hot mess. Brunson looking like a hot mess. Hart as well. You take them however you can get them. You take them however you can get them. Coach says IQ is playing for his contract, and it shows both good and bad. Overall, I think he's been okay. I mean, the shot selection is kind of the same. That's quick. He's going to get his shots off the dribble. He's going to, do his thing every once in a while. I don't know if I've seen much difference. Have we seen a lot of difference in Quickly? I did say this 2 years ago, Mitchell Robinson, that he will win a Defensive Player of the Year award in his career. Got to get them blocks up, though. Because a lot of the people who vote, they're not watching the games. These are stat people. So his rebounds is up. So you look at Gobert, who's having a resurgence of sort. Double doubles, 2 blocks. I don't know how many voters are gonna go into bitches pick and roll defense, who are gonna say they don't really have good perimeter defenders, though RJ is getting better. This guy is holding it. I don't know if they're gonna think like that. These are stat birds, so he may have to be like a double double, 2 blocks, and the Knicks are in like 4th place for him to get Defensive Player of the Year. I want to say he has a better chance making the first or second team, but again, they don't go by the best defensive players; they go by position. So there's only going to be two centers on the team. I don't think they have third team all defensive, right? I think it's only 2 teams. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. All right. I think can't stay in front of Wing. Anna Girl won. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying the people who are voting, I don't think they're looking deep. They're looking at the stats. But I agree with you. All right, Sunday we play Charlotte. That's a 12 p.m. game. They're 2-5. They're 14th in the Eastern Conference. They've lost their last 2. They're 12th in offensive rating, 28th in defensive rating. So, there may not be a lot of resistance in terms of what we're trying to do offensively. Their net rating is 25th. The Knicks are 9th in the standing, 23rd in offensive rating, 2nd in defensive rating, 9th in net rating. So it's really our defense that's carrying us early in the season. Our net rating is plus 4.7. It's about what it was last year when we went to the 9-man rotation. But it was the opposite. Our offensive rating was, I think, 3, and our defensive rating at the end of the season was 19th. And when we went to the 9-man rotation, it was 17th. So it's a bit flip-flop. I want our offense to come along because it's giving me shades of that first year. Remember when we had Reggie Bullock here, where our defense was just really, really good. We could not buy a basket. It was just painful on the offensive end. I do think we have more offensive firepower than that team, but it has to show up. And so far, not so much, right? If we can stay top 10 in both offense and defense, that's a really good team. And I'm holding out hope that our shooting will turn around and we'll be able to do that. I project we're going to start our same starters: Brunson, Grimes, Barrett. I left off the T's. Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson. Like I said, Terry Rozier has been out the past few games. I'm not sure if he'll play Sunday. So they have the rookie in at guard. So it'll be LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Gordon Hayward, who's been playing well, PJ Washington, and Mark Williams. All right, what's next? We got a few days off, Knick family. Maybe I'll check with Staffer. Maybe we'll come on the weekend and just do a short Knicks morning vibe. We'll see. But if not, I'll be back Monday for the morning recap show. Monday night, Queens Court. Nothing but Knicks channel. Tuesday morning, another recap show because I believe the Knicks play Sunday and Monday. The Knicks now play 5 games in 7 nights. So I believe they play Sunday, Monday. Then they play Wednesday. Then they play Friday, Saturday. So 5 games in 7 nights, 2 back-to-backs. And we play Boston and Atlanta next week. So we're going to really, and both of those, obviously, we know Boston is they've lost 2, but overall, they're a really good team. And Atlanta has been playing well. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Appreciate everybody from watching. Let me just do this real quick. Support all the Knick channels, the 2 Knicks chicks. Just go to your search browser, the search bar in YouTube. Put in 2 Knicks Chicks. Subscribe to the channel. Really, really good stuff. I see they put out another one. They did a pregame for the Knicks. I didn't get a chance to catch that yet, and I will. Support the channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Download the Just Nickin' It audio podcast. Become a Patreon. I drop at least a video or an audio every week. I haven't done the post-game audio pods yet. My schedule is crazy, so I'm going to have to move some things around, including the morning show. I'm trying to hold on to the morning show, but I got a lot going on right now. All right, let me just, before we get out of here, says, I hope I got that right. I appreciate you. And the girl one, ridiculous early schedule, no doubt about it. Salute, Chris, appreciate you. Kerry Cox, always a pleasure. Building blocks. IQ is going to play well versus every team that he thinks will want him next summer. San Antonio Spurs is one of those teams. Hopefully he's here. He's here with us. Mike Boy, appreciate you. SRK, Paris Duggar, Rodney Atkins, 1804 Toussaint, appreciate you. Kerry Cox, if I didn't say it already. Jerrell, Stafford, Geoff, Andrew N, Mike Boy, Ron, still Knick fans, Kevin Went, Keith Turner, of course, Wiz, who was in here early, Kareem Grant, Knicks are nice, Joseph Barkley, good morning. DKEJ21, Dripmore, appreciate everybody stopping by. Hit that like button. I don't have the YouTube up in a separate window, so I'm not sure what the likes are like, but we got 72. So if we could get 72 likes, that definitely helps support the channel. All right. I appreciate everybody. Until next time.
You tune in, that means you're feeling the vibe. The bell rung, you already been subscribed. Right now, the queen, she on live. Please pull over the whip, no phoning when you drive. Dope Soul, sporting with the talk. First lady from New York, Brooklyn. All my people, you rocking with the chat. Hit that. The like button would tell me where you at. You know, step from the MBK. Wanna raised up MBK. Hey, real lady, where she holding it down. No matter way how you feel, she gon' greet you with a smile.
Sister, you one of a kind.
Yes.
Oh, sister, it's time you
That's
shine. Dope Soul.
Where you at?
Dope Soul.
Where you at?
Dope Soul.
What?